Hi, thank you very much for tuning back. My name is Josie. I would like to talk to you guys about siblings. How sometimes we love them, sometimes we hate them, sometimes we want them to disappear, sometimes we want them to be close by, and sometimes we just want to want them not to find out. Whatever we're planning on doing. Um, so stick around if you are watching this. If your brother or sister actually told you to watch this video, is very important because the uh, the bond that siblings have is unbreakable. We are bonded by blood. We are bonded by our history together, and we're bonded by the common emotions of keeping ourselves together. Um, so you might still try to figure out what the hell's going on, but so it is. I just want to say that I miss my brother a lot. I there is no day that I actually don't think about him. My sister lives here. Because the thing is that my brother is actually out of state. Um, he moved like about 1,500 miles away, so it's kind of hard to see them, especially when the nearest airport is like about almost 4 hours away. So I it is really difficult for siblings to remain neutral when once something like very um, something hits family, especially when it comes down to your brother or sister's character. And it is difficult for them to word it out, but in a way if obviously they want to say that um, you are a special part of their family. Obviously you are a special part of family, but you're very special because you hold that type of bond that is what is closer than a brother. I mean, even a lover. I mean, even sometimes even your wife or your husband could not be as close as a brother or sister because you share all the history together. When you were growing up, when your character was being developed, when their character was being developed, you know their in and outs, you know how they react, they know what they're going to explode and just like what makes them tick, and you hold on to your horses because I mean hell is gonna break out loose. So uh, your brother or sister, uh, if obviously you're watching this, it's because they share something with me that I share with them. And the one thing that it makes us basically the same is because we're transgender. And being transgender, actually, it means more than just gender identity. To us, it's more of a it's very difficult for us to come out to family and say like I'm in the wrong body. I've always felt different. And you probably have known a lot of these things, and you probably were actually thinking, is this right? I don't see them being gay, but why is that? And just also remember that gender identity and sexual orientation are two different and independent from each other. But I'm not going to confuse you with that. The one thing that I want to just clarify is that my brother said it very, very good when I told him I was shaking. I was really shaking, and he was trying to say, like, he noticed that, and he's like, what's wrong with you? And I told him, it's because I'm transgender. He just looked at me and he's like, I'm always gonna be your brother, no matter what. For my brother to say that, it actually coming from a Hispanic family, and educated as much as we could possibly be, and having friends from every single spectrum of life, he was able to distinguish that being transgender has nothing to do with him, or what he did wrong, or what he didn't do, or I was forced into it. You know, I mean, he knew that it was part of how nature decided to play a trick on me. And for the longest time, he was Christian, but then at one point he's like, why is that hate has to be across, like, with the gay and the lesbians, because that's what he knew at that point, right? At the same time, I was like hearing him, and I'm like, well, I don't know. By the way, I'm transgender. See how that goes. But anyways, I want to say that it is, even though you might seem like they're still the same person, they still carry the same history that you carry. The only thing that is gonna changes the shell, and the emotions are still there. And if there is somebody that is able to make you miserable, will be your brothers or your sisters. If somebody knows how to make your life miserable, it is them. But they also hold the keys to make your life amazing along with them. It is having brothers and sisters that are able to stick together no matter what is something that is priceless. I guess that we were not blessed with richness of any kind. All the stuff that, for example, I have now is just the fact that I have worked a lot in that painting back there. I made it. So it really doesn't count. But we're still here, and we will be here. The only thing that changes is the pronouns and the shell and the name. And I remember one day that after I told my brother that I was transgender, that we were walking from the bar So we're walking from the bar here, and we're uh, he's like, "Do you remember when we went to see the Page Mode?" I'm like, "Dude, I bought the tickets." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." I'm like, "Yeah," which, by the way, you still owe me. But I laughed, and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry," and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry," and he's like, "Well, I don't have any." I'm like, "I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding." Yeah, of course I remember. Of course I do. And then we came here. We got here to the apartment, and then we start playing. He started playing the pitch mode on his laptop, and we were singing. And at one point, he started crying. He was looking at me. He started crying, and I knew why he was crying. In a way, he was mourning his old brother. But the old brother was a little more uh, strict with everything. But now his sister is more understanding of anything. And I miss my brother a lot. My sister lives here, so I see her every so often, and my nieces. But my brother is the one that I have lived with him for almost the vast majority of my life, and his life. So we share a lot of things. And him finding out that I was transgender, it actually changed his life too. So girls, also, if your brother or sister is still calling you by your old name, or still using pronouns, the wrong kind of pronouns, just be patient. It takes a while. To you, it might be like almost insignificant, and you actually might throw a tantrum and say like, why can't they see that it is me, and that it's just I'm a girl or I'm a boy, and it's actually more complicated than that. They're trying their best to do what is right and to stick around. So don't be impatient. Give them time. And slowly but surely they will come around. My mother took her a while, and sometimes she slips here and there. Because that's my mom. And she has known me for all my life. Even before. So be patient. Be kind. Be the type of person that you want them to be for you. I mean, you can destroy kingdoms with kindness. That's for sure, that you can melt hearts with kindness as well. The kindness of my brother actually made a lot of changes in my life, even though he doesn't know it. And probably he's watching right now and he's noticing now. The kindness that my brother displayed, it actually gave me a lot of insight to his to his character. He's noble, he's kind. He puts up this type of front of being tough. But I'm your sister. I know. I know you. So I can tell you that it is okay to cry. It is okay to be vulnerable at times. It is okay to forgive. And most of it, that you are able to be kind to everybody else, you have to be kind to yourself. I love my brother, and I want you to be even 4 times happier of what I am. You that allowed me to be myself. And to everybody else, therefore, you were the one that facilitated everything by just being you. And for that, I thank you. I'm trying not to cry. I remember when we will take you to. I will take him with my high school friends, and we will take him with us, and we will be like driving through the city and just making jokes and stuff like that, and everybody, like every single of my friends, love my brother too. It was the ultimate type of friendship that I was able to share a lot of moments of with my friends, and my brother being right next to me. I always would be like, just go out with your friends, and he's like, well, your friends are my friends too now. I'm like, well, touche. Excuse me, but if your brother or sister came out to you and saying that he or she is transgender, also be kind. It has been 2 years now, and thanks to my brother, thanks to the support of my brother, I'm still going, and I am not stopping. My brother worked a miracle by saying those words at the pub. I'm still your brother. Brother, love you so much. Love you. You have no idea what you have done for me. And I want you to remember that. Thank you.